Hi, I'm Sylvia and welcome to my channel. Today I'm speaking about Mars retrograde in Gemini. So Mars will retrograde at the end of October on the 30th of October 2022 till January 2023. So basically it's going to retrograde for approximately 2 months and a half. And I'm going to speak about what this retrograde is going to bring us on a personal level, but also on a collective level. Let's start with the personal level. So on a personal level, it's very possible that during this period of time, we need to be more careful about what we say, how we say, and we will need to filter things and think about things before saying something that can hurt someone or that can get us into problems, or it can also offend other people. Now, Mars being retrograde in the sign of Gemini, which is the sign of thinking, is the sign of communication and words, it's really important to be careful not to get into unnecessary arguments or unnecessary fights, even because during this period of time, our tongue is going to be very sharp. Not only that, but we also need to be careful not to engage into gossip, for example, or spreading things that might not turn out to be true in the end. And we also need to be a bit more diplomatic, I would say, because during this period of time, we might hurt each other a lot with our words. Another thing that we need to be really careful is how we drive. Now, the sign of Gemini rules over cars, transportation in general, whether we're speaking about buses or trains, and it also rules over roads. So during these 2 months and a half, there can be actually a lot of accidents, a lot of car crashes. So be careful how you drive, be careful even how you cross the street if you're a pedestrian. Even on social media, we can actually expect some kind of drama. There can be people who can attack you, or you can attack other people, or simply people are just more aggressive on social media in general. This isn't really the time that you should actually start something new, for example, like a new project, especially if it's, for example, a project or let's say an online business if you want, or you might want, for example, to create your own YouTube channel or any other channel online. This is definitely not the right time for you to do it. And you also need to be very careful during this time what you buy, because especially online, but we can also speak about commercial transaction in general. So I wouldn't advise you to buy things or expensive things during this period of time. It's really not the right time to do that. Now, you also need to be careful, because there can also be, for example, problems with deliveries. Let's say you just bought something online and you might get some problems. Maybe your delivery is delayed, or maybe the items you bought are, I don't know, they go missing. Maybe the let's say the delivery man left them in front of your door, but they got stolen and things like that. This is also something that can happen and something that we can expect. Mars in Gemini, retrograding in Gemini, can also bring a lot of misunderstandings where you are trying to get your point across, but the other person might understand things a bit different than what you actually wanted to say. So, or things can be taken out of context, for example, or there can also be sometimes lies about people in general, or for example, you could get, let's say, um, deceived or scammed online. This is also very possible because the shadow side of Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury, is actually tricksters, or being lied, or being deceived, or being convinced or persuaded about something which might not be true actually. If you have to sign contracts or any kind of paperwork during this period of time, or let's say you want to apply for a job, or you want to apply, I don't know, for a passport, or things like that, it can be a bit problematic during this period of time, because there can be some blockages, or there can be some misunderstandings, or let's say, for example, I'm going to give you my own experience, what happened to me a few years ago. I remember I went to an interview for a job, everything was okay. I heard that I got the job, and the day I had to sign the contract, guess what happened? On my contract, it said that actually my contract was temporary, and I was covering a colleague who was on maternity leave. And when I had the interview, no one actually told me that. So when I read the contract, it was a big shock for me. I didn't like it at all. So with Mars retrograde in Gemini, things like these ones can happen to you too. Of course, it doesn't have to be really this particular thing that happened to me, but I'm just giving you an example so you can better understand what I'm actually talking about. Now, if you have watched my videos about Jupiter in Aries, and I also made a video about the triple conjunction Mars-Uranus North Node in Taurus, I spoke about the potential, the high potential of new wars happening this autumn. And the truth is that with Mars retrograde in Gemini, unfortunately, this is very likely to happen. And I think that the Russia-Ukraine war is going to escalate. Plus, I do believe that Russia is going to attack other countries in Europe. And not only that, but I also see a potential war which is going to take place probably in November between China and Taiwan. Of course, all these wars are going to bring disruptions in the supply chain, and of course, this is going to have a big impact on the international commerce and trading. Of course, the international diplomacy is going to suffer a lot because of this, and we will see a lot more tension between other countries. Not only wars, but generally speaking, just a lot of conflicts regarding trading, regarding commerce, regarding commercial activities and transactions as well. Now, the sign of Gemini also rules over propaganda, the news, journalists, the media. So it is very possible that during this period of time we will hear about war propaganda, or we will hear that some journalist might have been attacked by someone or something, or we can also hear about the fact that some journalists can't simply or they just not able, for some reasons they are not able to report the reality of certain things that are happening in this day and time. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Have a nice day. Bye.